Hello, thanks so much for watching this video. This is an accompanying video to my blog called Why You Can't Just Fix Your Posture. I'll link to that down below. So I'm going to be referring to some of the topics there and just basically doing a quick summary, and then we'll get to some posture corrector type exercises, all right? Okay, so let's practice some of the breathing, and hopefully you can do this while standing, which will be great. So moving the body around. So place your hands on the side of your body where your rib cage is. And then just try for a moment focusing your breathing through your nose to expand the ribs. I'm resting my hands against the ribs here to get a little bit of pressure and really feel that container. And then inhale. Feel how the rib cage expands, and then exhale. If you'll notice, I'm trying to focus my breathing in the sides of my body so that I'm not breathing like this. So the shoulders aren't rising, okay? So raising the shoulders up uses a different set of muscles, and what we're doing is bringing our breath back to the center of our body. So the breathing isn't so high up and shallow, but down and deep, using a little bit more of the diaphragm and more of that awareness of your rib cage. Placing your hand on your ribs here and into your back a little bit, and you can just place it there just a little bit below mid-back, and breathe. I want you to think of filling the space between your hands. So not just the front, but also the back of your body, and again, letting your shoulders be relaxed. And you can feel that rhythm of inhale and exhale. Again, without this short, shallow breath that only kind of uses the top of the lungs and uses some of the shorter muscles. So when you do that, you're allowing your body to regulate back to a deeper breath, which will hopefully change your mood, change and relax your posture. So try that, the sides of your body, the front of your body, and breathing freely. Another exercise we can do is to create tension, to release tension. So we'll actually go forward into tension and then try to release. Just try it out. We'll take our shoulders and actually scrunch them as high as they can go, right? And you're like, why would I do that, Sarah? Because I'm already scrunched up. Just get your shoulders way up there, create the tension, and just imagine you're squeezing your shoulders like they're a big sponge right at the base of the neck, and just a little bit of roundabout with the neck and head. And your breath happens also, and then ease the shoulders down. And just notice if you find a little release. Joseph Pilates said, you're as old as your spine is flexible. And so with that, let's talk about the spine. The spine is a central part of our posture, and the intention in doing most Pilates exercises is creating some length from your head to your tail. So the head and the chest, the shoulders, this upper body area is what we'll focus on right now. So let's think about first the exercise of the side bend, which is referred to in the blog. So side bending the spine is to literally go, just like it says, side to side. What I often see is something that happens with the head shearing kind of, or dropping the chin forward when we side bend, or people look down and turn their head. So if you just take your hand and place it on top of your head, so you can reference the top of your head, or what we often say, the crown of your head. So let's just get our hand up here for just a moment and just press down and think of wearing your crown right on top of your head. So we're going to take the crown as our reference and point it to one side and then the other. And as you do that, keep your face facing forward. So you're not turning your head or just like wandering eyes. Just keep your eyes forward in front of you and tip your head side to side. And as you do that, a little bit like an upside down pendulum, right? You're gonna wag your head back and forth. So if this was 12 o'clock up and down and you had a 10 and 2 o'clock this way, you're pointing your crown towards the 2 and 10 numbers. And as you do that, you can get a little bendier, if you will, just a little bit more space, and then you can add an arm reach. So it's with the arm reach sometimes what happens, the head turns or people look or the head drops. So you keep your eyes forward, gazing forward, and pretend there's a wall behind you as you slide yourself back and forth. I'm going a little bit quickly, but you could go slowly too, so you could just stay in one side bend for a while and breathe into the ribs that are open, and then the other side. All right, so that's your side bend. The next exercise we're going to think about is rotation for the spine from the head to tail. So rotation, there's an exercise called spine twist, where we have our arms out to the side and we'll stretch. So let's try that and reference our crown again. From the top of your head, point down what you think is the center of your head, and imagine a Christmas tree ornament string pulling you up, 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 up. And from there, that's where you'll rotate. So keep your eyes again up. Instead of looking down, because your head will tend to look down, you'll change the position of your head. So keep your eyes at a particular horizon line, and then just let your head rotate as far as it can to one side and then to the other side. Allow your shoulders to be as relaxed as possible so that they don't start to crawl up the neck into your head. Move the arms, the shoulders, and you can even increase your rotation when you turn your eyes all the way to the corner and look. So when you go to the right, for instance, turn your head and then continue looking as far as you can to the right. It's almost like your eyes are making your head move as far as it can. It's the one that's creating the rotation. And you might find that you can rotate a lot further than, or even a little bit, that little extra further will help you create that rotation, not only in the head, the neck, but also in that upper body. With that idea of lifting your head, your chest, and rotating on the axial line, pull that imaginary axial line, and you'll create some flexibility with that and your side bend and with your deep breathing. Along with your posture corrector program, don't forget that you have the elements of awareness, creating greater awareness, that is, noticing and observing yourself in the different activities, habitual activities or postures that you hold on a daily basis. The ones on a daily basis are the ones that typically are informing and forming, creating your posture. Also, notice some of the soundtracks in your head. That great book by John Acuff called Soundtracks, he refers to the messages that we play back in our head, most often which are negative and are not actually very friendly to ourselves. And those influence your posture and your outlook and how you hold yourself in your body. Inside of mindfulness is this idea of creating supportive messages. So as you go into, for instance, trying that rotation, if you bring yourself into rotation and you keep thinking and focusing on, gosh, my shoulders are so tight when I do this. I mean, just try it yourself. Oh, my shoulders are so tight. They're tight. You're actually creating less movement in your practice by doing that in your brain. Your brain-body connection is so powerful. Your body is listening to what your mind and brain are saying to it. So if instead, just try it with me, you go into those rotations and you're saying something like, wow, my shoulders are tight, but every time I get a chance to do this, it's amazing. Oh, how much freer it feels. Now, I'm just using that as an example, but you can have supportive messages of any kind, like, wow, this feels good, or just choose a very supportive word. Smooth, you could just say smooth. You could just say easygoing. So awareness, breath, varying your movement patterns and activities, and then the aspect of mindfulness. Okay, so I hope you use these exercises to help you create greater flexibility in your spine, because remember, you're only as old as your spine is flexible, and that is part of your posture corrector program. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sarah at Embody Movement Pilates in Lisle in the Chicago suburbs.